Today I will be propagating this rubber tree plant. It has grown in some odd places. It's a 20-year-old plant. My grandma received it in 1999, so it is getting old. And so I thought, to make it look a little nicer for the house, I would, cut off the sides and make it a little cleaner. So that's what we're going to be doing today. There are two ways of propagating it. Well, three really, but the two ways I'll be doing today are by water and by cutting this place directly into the dirt. And so one of the primary tips I would have on propagating the Ficus Elastica is to ask your wife for permission to do it on the table. So I've already gone ahead and gotten that permission. When you're propagating this plant, make sure to cut it below a node. So let's cut the first one right here. There's one. And also, when you cut it, it'll start leaking with sap. So you want to make sure to clean the sap, and you have to be careful when you're cleaning the sap because it does irritate the skin. So keep that in mind. And it did drip on my table a little bit. That's okay, I'll clean up later. So there's one. And then I'm going to take another branch from the other side. Right there. And again, going to want to clean the sap. See how our first cutting is here. It's still dripping a little bit, but that's okay. And then also you're going to want to do it on the plant as well, just to help with the cuttings. So now that I've taken what I wanted from the plant, I think the plant looks a lot nicer now, the shape. You're left with these cuttings. And so again, when you're cutting them, you're going to want to cut below a node. And then also the tips are where they keep growing, and those are good to plant as well by cutting. So I'll go ahead and remove a little bit more of this stem. And then right about there. And then again right about there. And again right about there. And then this one I will just propagate by again cleaning the cutting in the water to get rid of the milky substance, the sap that the rubber trees create. Alright, and then you can dip the cutting in rooting hormone, and then you can place it, you can use your finger to just make a little bit of a hole, and then place it right in. Okay, and then each one of these, you can dip it in the cleaning water to get rid of the sap. And then I have these plastic cups, so that's easy just to plop them right in the water there. And you don't need the rooting hormone for the pieces that are going to be going into the water, because the rooting hormone messes up the water. Oh. This one is not staying up, so we'll dump out some of that water. There we go. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the other plant. So first I'm going to decide how much of the top to keep. Thinking probably right about there. There we go. And I am going to, this one is a little taller, so I'm going to actually take off 2 leaves to give it a little bit bigger of a stem. And then again, dip it in the water for the milky substance to go away. As an aside, the rubber plants, they actually, some of the other species, they actually do farm this milky sap substance for commercially, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to take this end and put it in a good amount of rooting hormone. And then stick my finger down into the dirt, stick it in, and there we go. So there's the 2 plants in dirt, and I'll water those in a little bit. Alright, so now back to this piece. I am going to continue cutting just below the nodes. So there and there. And there. 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 I'm going to take off this one, that leaf. So I'll just go ahead and stick these leaves directly into this water over here to kind of clean them off a little bit. They did get a little bit of the, you can see all of the milk on the table, the milk sap. The actual leaves, if they're not connected to a stem, they actually won't propagate. However, you can root them, and they will live for about 8 months to a year. You'll see a lot of videos on YouTube where people will be telling you how to propagate the plants just from a single leaf. That is impossible. Don't listen to them. It can still be cool because it does root, and it roots quicker than a cutting, generally speaking. And it will last, the leaf will not die for a long time. So, I mean, I do like these leaves. I think they're pretty. So it might actually be worth it to you just for that purpose. So let me take off one more leaf here, and then one more cutting. So I think I'll probably, actually, I take that back. For these leaves, I'll probably press them and put them in a frame and put it on the wall. And then all you have left is to take these leaves and then put them in the water. And I will update this video in a little while to let you all know how it's going and which leaves made it, which ones didn't, etc. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.